my name is Daniel, and last year I built a cabin in the woods. But this year I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try to rebuild this old wooden sailboat that I found in a scrapyard. Morning. It's Tuesday and I'm getting better. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to do the keel replacement, and I've been looking around for fresh oak. And until I get that oak log, or the two of them, I think I'm going to order 2 logs and scarf them together, because it's going to be so much easier and probably just as good. But until I get them, there's no point in releasing the bad keel, because it could take weeks. So the best thing would be to prepare to lift her up, and if I have time, I can just go around and do different repairs up here. There's a couple of frames that I have to fix, and I have the lumber for that. So that's the plan now. I think we should start with some cleaning up here. morning. It's already Thursday, but I've been sick. Getting better though. So I've just been poking around here, you know, just kind of probing to see what I can get started on. And let me show you. It's not much, but let me show you. So I did some tidying up here in the front, took away all these metal sheeting here. Also did some very light scraping. The wood here in the planking is in very good condition, but when we come down to the garboard plank in the front, there's something going on here. I'm taking away, you can see this seam is, it's not aligned really, it's been pushed out here. Pretty much the same thing with this one. Then it starts to align here on the third plank. So, and you can also see we got some issues here with the bend. There's something going on here behind this. I'm obviously going to take this off. This is the continuation of the garboard plank in the front or in the back that I took off. So it's just going to come off. I also did raise the boat a bit in the front here. Let me back off. Probably not going to show much, but I raised her, I think it was 5 centimeters. So she was dipping a bit. What's up? Okay. This is the last puppy left. It's a boy. Don't know if I'm gonna keep him or what, but it's very social. Okay, so I'll probably try to keep the new angle here. You can see here that this part is also separating. They don't have those nice seams. So something's been going on here that made her dip a bit in the front. That's the front. Let us move to the back, where I also did some experiments. So I took the rudder off and I put a jack here, pumped this so the dead wood came free. And here's the interesting part, yeah. So we got the keel here, and the keel is probably this part. It goes all the way back here. Then we got a piece of wood here, no idea what that would be called, that makes for part of the keel to that line. That part is very bad. I can't see a seam here, so I don't know, I'm not sure. And then there's this log that has the propeller axis going through it, also in very bad condition. The final verdict is that I'm gonna try to get a piece of pretty flat timber that's just gonna cover the keel, and it's also 8.5 meters long, so I'm gonna order it in 2 lengths, or kind of divide it, probably 4 meters. What are you doing? So I probably get 4 meter lengths and carve them together in the middle, and then build them up in the back, probably on top here, yeah, and in the front. So that's the plan, but I need to get that order done to the mill. Until I can find the sawmill guy that can mill those logs, I'm gonna give this a pause, because I'm pretty much done here. I know this comes off. I could take off all the garboard planks, but I don't want to raise her until I have material to build a new keel. So I can do the garboard planks, that's it. So I will probably continue inside here, because that's okay as long as I don't block for the keel work. And inside I took away that keel bolt, and you can see that's not a bolt anymore. It's corroded so hard, it's just a point there at the end. It looks like a nail, but that was once a bolt with the same thickness all over. I'm going to check under the engine if there's a keel bolt there. I'll probably start with taking these off. So we got two here as well, and then we have a third here. I'm going to leave that in. The theory is if I pump the whole hull up, the heavy ballast keel is gonna take the wooden keel, timber keel, and pull it off, because it's just attached to the frames with nails. These are nails, and if it's rotten enough, it's just gonna hopefully just pull out. That's the theory. So that's why I want to leave the keel bolts that are just attached to the keel and the ballast keel. I'm going to leave them in. But here we have something else. These are cross bolts going into that I think it's called a it's the section between the stem and the keel, so it's kind of a half stem, half keel. Get the stem here underneath, and then there's a section where the bend is too much for the keel. So yeah, release these two bolts that are attached to the frames, the only ones that are attached to the frames, and then the garboard planks, and then you just, the theory is you just jack it up and see if it comes off the nails in the frames, and then stabilize the whole hull somewhere a bit up, and pull away the timber keel, make a new one, put it back. Easy, yeah? So that's all I can do now until I get wood for the new keel. So I had to take a break because I was doing everything wrong. And well, it's not really done here, but you see I had to chim it. Like someone said, if you can't trace, you have to learn how to shim well, and I'm doing neither now, so that was horrible. I'm going to take a break from that side, and I'm going to try to do the forward side, the second frame here, and see if I can do better. And then after that I will decide if I have to redo this because it's absolutely horrible, or if I can keep it somehow. So yeah, idiots. I believe adding bulkheads will keep her shape when I jack her up from the keel. And I've heard some boat builders are very proud of not using plywood on their builds, and that's okay. But if you followed me from the cabin, you know that I'm not a traditionalist. Not everything was better 100 years ago, and cherry picking material and techniques from different periods is what I believe is the best thing about doing a project like this today, or a project like the cabin. Now, a traditional bulkhead this size would probably be 1 or 2 beams or 2 layers of planking installed cross-grain, but most of the boats out there on the waters would have fiberglass bulkheads. The fiberglass would be glued to a core of foam or plywood. And since I know nothing about fiberglass, I thought it would be interesting to learn, and so I'm going to do it on this project. Now, if you remember, I built the first bulkheads in the bow in a kind of a traditional way with oak planks, and the second one was with fir plywood. I should probably say that I know nothing about plywood either. But since working on the boat, I find plywood is not always plywood. The cheapest ply here in Sweden is what they call construction ply. It's about 5 layers, and the finish could come with big holes. It's about 40 euros per sheet. Twice as expensive is the fir ply I used in the V-berth. They sometimes call it indoor ply, and it has a nice finish to it, but it's only 5 layers also. If you double that price again and pay about 160 bucks, you get a sheet of furniture plywood. It comes in different thicknesses but are around 7 layers. Then there's the wood being used in the different layers and also the glue. Some say you need what is called marine plywood on a boat. I believe that is a combination of exotic woods and glue that is water and steam resistant. And some may argue that all plywood have steam resistant glue and that marine ply is only for the look. Either way, a sheet like this of Sapelli mahogany marine ply is usually about 240 bucks. So it's almost double the price of a nice 7-layer furniture plywood. But I found a deal on this sheet for 130. And I'm at the point of my research where I realized plywood could be great or horrible and I would not have a clue. It's like a metal alloy or a rubber, as it would take a deep study to learn how to spot the difference in quality, and I'm not there yet. But here's what I keep asking myself. If this is all going to be covered by epoxy and strengthened by fiberglass, does it even matter? I'm just starting to learn on epoxy, and I'll come back to that part when we get there. But this is a crucial wall that would separate the engine room in the bottom from the aft cabin. And above the engine room will be the cockpit or the footwell that is exposed to rain and will have waves crashing in. So, oh, and I will also mount the mizzen mast against it. I still don't know if it has to be 2 sheets laminated together and then fiberglass, but I'll start with this one and use it as a mold for the second one if needed.